show brings you the game of the week. It's the New York Yankees taking on the Seattle Mariners. Back for the first pitch right after this. And taking the ball for Seattle, Bryan Woo. Chris, a sub-3 ERA for him a year ago.
Well, when your numbers are coming in under 3 as a starting pitcher that's going out there every 4th or 5th day, taking the ball, competing against really good big league hitters, it's extremely impressive. And you wonder what he figured out last year that he can carry into this season that can help him to maintain that number or even drop it lower. We'll see, but we know he's got good stuff. And he's
oh, this is deep to left center, way back there, on its way, gone. The first batter of the game leaves the yard, and the Yankees have the lead. It's 1-0.
That's a fun way to take the lead. Just hit one out of the park. Well, so much for settling into this game, Boog. No courtesy first pitch take right there. He was ready from the second he stepped into the box, got a pitch to hit, jumped all over it. I tell you what, that'll fire up the guys in your dugout.
Aaron Judge up now. He added another award to his future Hall of Fame plaque last year by winning his 3rd MVP in the last 4 years.
Yeah, back-to-back for Judge, and he led the majors in nearly every offensive metric that mattered.
All right, let's take a look at the lineup. It features a great veteran presence, Cody Bellinger.
Well, last year had over 90 RBIs, fell short of that 100 benchmark milestone, but you know he's got motivation to come out this year and reach that number. He's just a quality hitter, sound mechanics, and look for him to be a big run producer in this lineup.
Ground ball up the middle, and that chance handled. That takes care of Grisham.
First of all, that's just a nice job to even get to that ball, and then even more impressive was the throw. Off balance, had to try to, in the air, get his shoulders turned and make a strong throw. Does show off the strength of the arm. We're usually used to seeing that kind of arm strength from the shortstop.
Jazz Chisholm Jr. now. Swing and a high fly ball left field. And that is that. Yankees draw first blood on a solo shot. It's an early 1-0 lead. This is the game of the week on MLB The Show. Ready to go for the last half of the inning. And taking the ball for the Yankees, Roger Clemens. How about a scouting report on him?
He's got that splitter, and it's a pitch that swings and misses, come fast, and they come often. Very difficult to pick up out of his hand.
Stepping in, Jose Iglesias. Slowly on the ground to short, Jeter. The throw to first, 1 pitch and 1 out. Let's take a look at our lineup. Finding themselves down a run early, they'd like to punch back here with a run of their own.
Absolutely, Boog, but I don't expect them to change their approach because of that run. They still want to put together strong at-bats. Be patient out there and get a feel for this starting pitcher.
Here's Victor Robles. Robles, in his 8th season, 28 years old, and he was born in the Dominican Republic. 0-1. Swing and a miss, and that's strike 2.
Ooh, Baya. You got to remember to take the donut off the bat, partner.
Swing and a ground ball. Now the throw to first on the run. Nicely done for the out.
Hey, man, 4 pitches, 2 outs. That is an excellent pace.
2 outs, base is empty. Here's Andrew Kisner. On the ground to third.
Foul
and
ball.
a foul ball. That one pushed foul. Two down, nobody on. Hit on the ground to the right side.
Foul ball.
And a foul ball. Keeps the at-bat going with a foul ball.
5 foul balls in a row. I have no idea what that feels like, but you got to love this battle. Just wondering who's going to blink first.
Almost got him. Fights that one away. Still 1-2. Good battle here. About to be the 8th pitch of the at-bat. Hit hard on the ground to short. To first. 3 up, 3 down. Inning over. Yankees 1 and the Mariners nothing. Back at T-Mobile Park, top of the second, Ben Rice stepping in now for the Yankees.
Right.
Big zip on that fastball at the bottom of the zone. If he's there all day, it's going to be a tough one for the hitters.
Swing and a miss as he gets him to chase upstairs.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's got good numbers swinging at pitches in that location.
In the air, left field. And it's a foul ball. Swing and a ball lifted left field. Arozarena settles underneath it, and there's one down.
Batting 6, the shortstop, Derek Jeter.
Derek Jeter digs in now.
Ball, that's out.
He's been raking in recent games, and a big reason why, getting ahead in counts. He's been able to do that consistently, and you see the results.
On a line, base hit. So they get a man aboard with a one-out single.
Just so sound in his mechanics. Hits against a firm front side, and the hands just continue to carry through the middle of the field.
Here comes Cody Bellinger. Went deep in the ball game last night. Runner on the go. Pitching for a strike. To second, and he threw it away.
When your catcher's not a great thrower, you have to do a better job at controlling the running game. And that's throwing over, that's stepping off, doing whatever you can to try to keep that base stealer's rhythm off. Well, they weren't able to do it right there. They're going to have to make some type of adjustment. Our players are going to be running all game.
Man at second. Ground ball, and that's through the infield. Stop sign goes up at third. Runners at the corners with one out.
Batting 8, the catcher.
He got that front foot down, and pitch recognition was on point. Pretty impressive for an 0-2 count.
Jorge Posada now at the plate with 3 hits and 4 runs batted in the series. This one chopped on the ground, but foul. Two on, one out. Dive, and he's got it. To his knee, the throw. Save.
No, he's
and
safe.
they add to their lead as the run scores from third. Here's Ryan McMahon now.
It's early, but these at-bats can impact the game just as much as they do later. Here's a chance to set the tone early.
Popped it up. Flores under it. Takes it in for the out.
Up next for the Yankees, the center fielder, number 7, Mickey Mantle.
Back to the top of the Yankee order. Mickey Mantle, the next to hit. 1 for 1 so far today with a solo homer in his first at bat.
Well, I know they've gotten out to an early lead, but you don't want to take these opportunities for granted. With 2 outs, still lock in with a quality at bat. Drive in that run. You may not have another runner in scoring position the rest of this ball game.
And this one squirts away from the catcher. But no advance from the runners. Fouls it off, still 1-2.
I want to start that load a little bit sooner because of the good velo.
Two on, 2 outs. Hit on the ground to short. Iglesias. They get the force. That ends the inning, and they limit the damage. 2 men left stranded, but they do push across 1. We go to the bottom of inning number 2. It's the Yankees 2 and the Mariners nothing. It's the game of the week on MLB The Show. Back in Seattle, so now it's the Mariner cleanup hitter, Edgar Martinez.
Martinez.
And there's the strike.
That's a ball.
The 1-2. And that's a fair ball. And that'll bring the tying run to the plate.
Hey, whatever works, right? Doesn't have to be impressive. Just a flare down that right field line, and he got it to drop in fair. I guarantee you, he was yelling, get down, as he ran out of the box, because, Billy, sometimes you just got to talk to him.
Here's Josh Naylor. 2 for 9 so far in the series.
Hey!
This one ripped, but foul to the right. Martinez gets his lead at first. Nobody out. Strike 3. That ties Roger Clemens on the all-time list.
Well, kind of a weird pitch and a weird swing on that strikeout. It's just a slider that caught a lot of the plate. I'd say a very hittable location. But in the box, I think he just gave up on it way too early. And by the time he realized it was dropping into the zone, he just fires off a really poor swing.
Julio Rodriguez now. He might be the most popular player in Seattle sports at the moment.
It was cool to see Julio take advantage of his time in Arizona earlier this year during spring training. Went to a Suns basketball game one night, swapped jerseys with Kevin Durant. Remember, Durant played for the Seattle Sonics his rookie season before the team moved away.
That one is absolutely belted. And that is a foul ball.
Now I'm thinking about the most impactful athletes in Seattle sports history, and few names always get brought up. Of course, Ken Griffey Jr., Russell Wilson, Warren Moon, Gary Payton, and I'm definitely forgetting names, and I'm sure everyone is going to be totally fine with that.
1st and 2nd, 1 out. Rob Refsnyder up next for the Mariners.
There it was, a high velocity fastball in the zone. I think a little frustration from walking the previous hitter. He's got good stuff. Pitch inside the zone and trust it.
On the ground. Sends it across to first. Yeah, they get the out.
Batting in, the second baseman, Wilmer Flores.
And now it's Wilmer Flores.
Ball that's outside.
2 outs, 2 in scored position, bottom half of inning number 2. Strike 2, and there's a real chance they get out of this without allowing a run. Strike 3, that ties Roger Clemens on the all-time list.
A lot of adrenaline, we can see it right there, and sometimes you just got to let it out. That's an outstanding job of taking that, executing, and getting out of a tough inning.
Welcome back. Let's take a look at how the series has played out so far. Well struck, deep right field, way back and out of here. Aaron Judge blasts one out the opposite way. 3rd home run of the season, and they tack one on the board. It's 3-0.
The sun rises and Aaron Judge hits a home run. That's a pretty normal day in the world of baseball. Always scary for a pitcher when a guy can take a fastball down the middle and hit it to the opposite field. No holes in a swing like that, and that time that ball was hit hard.
Now it's Trent Grisham to the plate. Grounded out his first time up. And there's a foul ball.
You know, these Yankees doing a good job of simply getting the bat on the ball in this game, and the numbers back that up. They're hitting everything thrown at them. Their contact rate is in the low 90s. It's like they know what's coming, and that's just pretty ridiculous what they're doing right now. Those numbers are well above the major league average.
1 down.
It's a good recovery, though, after giving up the home run. Not allowing it to stay in the head, but going to work at the next hitter, and a tough one at that.
Now it's the second baseman, Jazz Chisholm Jr. Swing and a ground ball up the middle. That's a base hit. So a man aboard now with 1 away.
Up next for the Yankees, the first baseman, number 22.
And next for New York, Ben Rice. He's 0 for 1. That one pushed to the left and foul. Runner on the go. Pitch misses.
Outside.
Throw, save. That's a stolen base.
Well, he had that base stolen as soon as he broke for second. Such a huge lead. The pitcher's got to find a way to help out his catcher, especially if he doesn't have a great throwing arm. Step off the rubber, shrink that lead somehow, create a little bit more time, or maybe you can prevent that stolen base.
Swing and a pop-up. Iglesias settles under this one. 2 down.
The batter, number 2, shortstop, Derek Jeter.
Here's Derek Jeter now with a runner in scoring position. 1 for 1 with a single and a run scored so far. Drilled out towards left center field. That's well struck. That one carrying. Gone. Derek Jeter showing off his pop with a homer. It's their 2nd home run of the inning, and they add on. That's their 3rd home run of the game.
They're having a lot of fun at the plate in this one. They've got the long ball working for them on autopilot.
Love to see a hitter aggressive on the first pitch of an at-bat. You watch him from the on-deck circle, so when you step in the box, you're ready to pull the trigger wherever it's at. Really good job by the hitter. Total conviction on that swing.
So 2 down. Here's the left fielder, Cody Bellinger. Swing and a ground ball. Fair ball. Jorge Posada stepping in now for the Yankees. Into the outfield, base hit. And out to a board.
Up next for the Yankees, the third baseman.
Here comes the skipper, and we're going to see a pitching change in this spot. Ryan Wu is done, and the home run really bit him today as he exits on the hook for the loss. New arm coming on after the break.
Now pitching for the
Bryce
Mariners,
Miller into the game.
50.
I think it's got to be a little tough coming in out of the pen when your guys are trailing so big on the scoreboard. Just doesn't have the same intensity to it, but he's got to find a way because these batters count the same for his stats, obviously, regardless of the score.
Ryan McMahon steps to the plate. Flied out his first time. To the right side. And that is the inning. But 2 round trippers in this inning. The long ball was working. And the lead is now 5-0. We hope you're enjoying the game of the week on MLB The Show. Welcome back and take a look at some hot hitting in this series as we check out the numbers.
He's been known to jump all over the first pitch, so that seems like a missed opportunity right there.
Nope. That's inside.
That one finds the zone and the count 1-2. Swing and a miss, and he chases that one in the dirt. Up with it, fires to first. In time to get him. 1 away in the strikeout.
Well, that splitter out of the hand, it just sort of jumps on you, and your interpretation is here comes a fastball again. Well, it never really reaches because the bottom falls out of it and you swing over the top, and that's why they call it a split finger fastball, because it looks like a four-seamer.
Jose Iglesias gets a chance to hit now.
Yeah.
This one in the air, right field.
No,
And he
that's
can't
foul.
quite get there. It's a foul ball. That one missed. Foul. We'll see another payoff pitch. Strike 3. That ties Roger Clemens on the all-time list.
That's about as nasty of a splitter as you'll come across, especially in terms of movement. I mean, that thing tumbling. If he keeps it down, it's just so tough to put wood on.
Two down, base is empty. Next to hit, Victor Robles. 0 for 1 so far.
Aye.
Check
Ball,
swing.
that's outside.
No appeal. And 1-1. Swings through that one.
Fooled on that pitch, got a little anxious, and now in a 2-strike count, he's going to have to widen out his stance, choke up on the...
This one swung on and hit well. Way back
No,
there.
that's a foul
And
ball.
that one is foul. So we'll try it again.
Nope,
Really good
inside,
take,
ball
especially
2.
with 2 strikes.
Knocks that one away, and we'll do it again. 2 down, nobody on. Strike 3. That ties Roger Clemens on the all-time list. Mariners are down in order. Still looking at that 5-0 deficit. Start of the fourth. Here's the Yankees leadoff hitter, Mickey Mantle.
Mickey Mantle.
Smoked on the ground to second. Slings to first. One pitch and one out.
Up next for the Yankees, the right fielder, number 99.
Aaron Judge comes to the plate now. We think of home runs when we see Judge, which makes sense because, well, he hits a lot of them.
Yeah, you're right about that, Boog. In fact, Judge hit 300 home runs before he reached 1,000 hits. The only other player in MLB history to do that was Mark McGwire.
I think of home runs with that guy, too.
Yeah, same.
2 outs, base is empty. So up next for New York, Trent Grisham. Up the middle. Now a jump throw. In time. Got him. And that'll do it. Yanks held in check as they are unable to add to their 5-0 lead. Back here at the ballpark, let's check out the latest news from around the league. And first offering is fouled off.
Well, these Mariners just lacking discipline at the plate in this ballgame. So many of their outs have come from weak contact on pitches they're chasing outside of the strike zone. You can't do much of anything with those locations, and that's been true again today.
And after review, it was a ball. Good eye. Still 2 challenges left for them. Next offering is fouled back. The 1-2. Strike 3. That ties Roger Clemens on the all-time list. And here's a look at how he's using his pitches in this one.
Well, he's known for that four-seamer, Boog, and we've seen plenty of it from him today. You don't throw one pitch this much without having plenty of confidence in it. The results speak for themselves, and he probably won't want to change a thing.
Martinez, the next to hit, takes outside. That one's in there, and now it's even 1-1. Fastball for a strike at 95. The Yanks leading by 5. We're here in the bottom of the 4th. Strike 3. That ties Roger Clemens on the all-time list.
Quite the start to this game on the mound. Looking very dangerous to these hitters. 7 punch-outs already, so this lineup hasn't had much success trying to figure him out. I'm impressed with what we're seeing here.
Naylor batting for the 2nd time, and that's strike 1.
That's a really good take right there. Slider down and in. Very difficult to get on the same plane and do anything with.
2 down, nobody on. This one in the air, center field. And that'll do it. 3 up, 3 down for him there. We played 4. It's the Yankees 5 and the Mariners nothing. You're watching the game of the week on MLB The Show. Back in the ballpark, and in this series it has been ugly on the mound as we look at the numbers. Ground right side, Naylor. He steps on the bag. 1 pitch and 1 out.
Up next for the Yankees, the first baseman, number 22, Ben Rice.
So up next, Ben Rice. And that is cut on and missed. And it's 0-1. Action in the bullpen for Seattle. Jose A. Ferrer, the left-handed reliever, appears to be getting loose. Castillo also getting ready. 0-1. Swings and misses at the pitch off the plate.
Big time jam right there. I hate it as a hitter, but standing in center field, you can't help but chuckle a little bit.
Inside, ball
Challenge from behind the dish here. Pretty close, but it was a ball. So they'll lose their first challenge. The 1-2.
He's really tightening up his hitting zone with 2 strikes here. I love it.
Struck him out without a swing. That was pretty nasty. And he'll challenge that called strike. So the call will stand. Still 1 challenge left for them. And up next for New York, Derek Jeter. He's already homered here in this one. That one fouled off. 2 down, nobody on. Hit on the ground to short. A dive. Nice stop. Fires to first. But it's not in time. Base hit.
This is great work by the shortstop. He makes the throw across the diamond after the dive and just wasn't able to get it there in time. But I love how much he put into that play. And on the other side, he was really giving it his all down the line as well. Nice play on both ends.
Bellinger up to hit. He's 2 for 2. Now a quick throw to first. And he's back in easily. First offering. Runner goes. Pitch is high. Throw to second. On a bounce. Safe.
Clearly not content with the lead they're working with right now, and I like that. I don't think you can get comfortable with a 5-run lead in today's game, and now they've got a good chance of adding on.
Runner at second, 2 down. And we're at the top of the 5th. Ripped to right. And that's the 3rd out. 1 left for the Yankees, but they hold a 5-0 lead. Back at T-Mobile Park, and stepping in for the Mariners, Julio Rodriguez.
Well, these Mariners, as this game goes on, have to be more disciplined at the plate. Chasing pitches has been a big part of the story. We've seen it quite a bit today. It's been tough for them to make contact at times, and it just doesn't look like they're seeing it very well as a group.
Makes the catch. 1 down.
And as a pitcher, when the hitters are swinging at everything, you feel no need to challenge inside the zone. You just keep working the corners and expanding that strike zone and beyond, and they just keep eating right out of your hand.
Ref Snyder in the box here lets that one go for a ball. Out towards right center field. Judge on his way over. Pulls it down and he makes the catch. Wilmer Flores up next for the Mariners. And first offering is fouled off. 2 down, nobody on. Last half of inning number 5.
Yep, that ball went out.
So a foul ball makes it 1-2. Line drive, and that's just foul. Here's a 1-2. On the ground, right side, into the outfield, base hit. And they have their first base runner since the 2nd inning.
Up next for the Mariners.
Dominant performance for him today, Boone. Just 2 hits allowed so far, no runs across either, and he's had an answer for just about every hitter he's faced. So I don't think this hit is going to knock him off his stride too much.
Now it's Randy Arozarena.
That's outside. Hey!
Flores, the runner at first with 2 gone.
That's a ball.
Pitch
Ball,
misses
that's out.
outside. 3-1. Now a high fly ball out to left center. Bellinger on the move to the gap. Pulls it down and he makes the catch. He continues to roll on the mound as 5 shutout innings are in the books. It's the Yankees 5 and the Mariners nothing. Back at the ballpark, let's take a look at some of the moments that stand out to us. So digging in, Jorge Posada.
The catcher, Jorge Posada.
And he can't come up with it. Still fires to first, and they get him. The misplay made it a bit messy, but they clean things up for the out. Ryan McMahon getting ready to hit. And he grounds one to the right side. Flores. 2 quick outs to open the top of the 6th.
Up next for the Yankees, the center fielder, number 7.
Back to the top of the lineup, Mickey Mantle stepping in now for the Yankees. He's already homered in this game. And that one fouled off. Two down, nobody on. And a big swing and a miss. Got him looking for the K. Couldn't pull the trigger on a fastball at the knees. It's the Yankees 5 and the Mariners nothing. Bottom of the inning. Here's the Mariners leadoff man, Jose Iglesias. In the air to left center. Mantle on the move. Pulls it down and he makes the catch. 1 pitch and 1 out.
Up next,
and now it's Victor Robles up to hit.
Number 10, Victor Robles.
That's to third. Jeter. Throw to first
He's
is
out.
in time.
Well, he's one of the best shortstops in the sport, no doubt about it. And he put his skills on display once again right there. Great stop on the backhand, but it was the transfer and throw for me that really stood out. With the speed going down the line, there's no way he gets the out any other way. That was impressive.
At the plate, Andrew Kisner. Kisner in the box as he fouls off the first pitch. 0-1 down. Swing and a ground ball up the middle into the outfield, base hit. So a 2-out knock keeps the inning alive.
Up next for the Mariners.
Stepping in the long ball threat, Edgar Martinez.
Well, he's been incredibly efficient in this one. First pitch strike percentage over 70%. That's well above league average, and that's what's allowed him to pitch well up until this point.
On the ground to the
Foul
left.
ball.
And foul ball. Inside, almost got him.
Ball 2.
Ground ball right side. Oh, nice stop at first. Onto the pitcher.
Hey.
It's not in time. Base hit.
You gotta love his hustle down the line to beat the flip to the bag. I mean, there's a lot going on between a first baseman and the pitcher during these plays, and he just kept his head down and beat it out.
First and second, 2 outs. Josh Naylor will hit next. Foul ball. The M's down 5, trying to battle back here in the bottom of the 6th. And a foul ball. The 0-2. On the ground to short, Jeter. There with plenty of time, and that ends the inning. Make it 6 shutout innings for him out there now. It's Major League Baseball, and it's on the show.
Now pitching for the
Welcome back. We're in the 7th. We have a new pitcher on the mound, Jose A. Ferrer.
And with the big deficit on the scoreboard, he almost has to just put that out of his mind. Every outing matters for relievers and their numbers, but I think it's tough to get up for this type of appearance the same way you would for one in a close game.
No question about this one. It's out of here. Another homer. His 2nd home run of the game, and they tack on to their lead. It's 6-0.
Already playing with the lead, and now they're celebrating a home run. They're having a great time out there. Welcome to the game. First pitch out of the bullpen, a tough one, and you know he's just trying to get one in there for a strike. And on the other side, as a hitter, it's a great time to be aggressive and let it fly. It's not what they were looking for when they turned to him, but now he's got to find a way to reset.
So the batter now will be Trent Grisham. And that is out of play.
You know, these Yankees doing a good job of putting the ball into play, and that makes things more challenging on the defensive side. Only 2 strikeouts so far, and obviously they've been able to pick up plenty of hits, so it's been an impressive one.
Here's the 0-2.
Ball.
And you know, that strikeout total, only 2 so far, really tells you they're not just running into good luck and getting hits to fall. They're earning those knocks.
Fouls it back with 2 strikes. Cuts on it and misses. That's a strikeout. And that's the first out. Nice recovery after giving up the homer. So now the Yankees cleanup hitter, Jazz Chisholm Jr. 1 for 3. Swing and a miss, and that one missed by a ton. Out towards right center field. And there's 2 down.
Up next for the Yankees, the first baseman, number 22, Ben.
Now a chance for Ben Rice. 0 for 3 in this one. And first offering is fouled off. Two down, nobody on. Late on that fastball.
Just not able to catch up to that velocity.
Gets a piece, and it stays 0-2. Gets a piece there. We'll do it again. 2 down, base is empty, but 1 run across here in the top half of inning number 7. Spoils a 2-strike pitch, and he'll see another. On a line out towards center. And that is that. Solo shot from Aaron Judge for the Yanks. It's now a 6-0 ball game. This is the game of the week on MLB The Show.
I'm always hyped, never exhausted. I'm making moves just like my boss did. Now I've taken that position.
This game's a bit of a blowout, Singy. Let's talk about something random.
Let's do it.
Singy, were you superstitious as a player?
Oh,
I'd
that's
say a
inside.
little bit, Dan. I wouldn't want to admit it, but I think, you know, you have a good game the next day. You're maybe thinking a little bit when you're putting your spikes on. Which one did I put on first? What did I eat? You know, let me just bring that back into today.
So you weren't superstitious, you were a little stitious.
Yes, I was medium stitious.
Gets a piece and stays alive.
We've got some superstitions up here in the booth, and you never can say, hey, this game's going really fast early in the ball game.
Yeah, that is one of the ways that we are capable of putting the jinx on the game, is talking about how fast the game is going. That normally will grind it to a screeching halt.
No question.
Foul ball left side. He'll see another. Payoff pitch. Strike 3. That ties Roger Clemens on the all-time list.
Well, that right there is just a pitcher's pitch. Tailing away from the hitter, lowing away with some. Good action at the end. You know, even if he gets the bat to that ball, it's probably just a weak ground ball to the opposite side. Tell you what, that's a tremendous two-strike pitch.
Strike 2. Ref Snyder wants another look at the called strike. It's a challenge, and the strike call will stand. So that removes their last challenge. The Mariners with a lot of ground to make up here at the bottom of the 7th.
Ball, that's in.
Ground ball left
that's
side,
foul.
and it goes just foul.
This lineup is having a tough time finding a good rhythm at the plate. Their swings are disjointed, which tells me they're having issues with pitch recognition.
Strike 3. That ties Roger Clemens on the all-time list.
Well, that's always the key to effective pitching, is getting ahead in the count. And
manager out of the dugout now, and it looks like we'll see a change on the mound. Roger Clemens departs. Great effort out of him as he exits in line for the win. We'll tell you about the new pitcher when we get back. Babe Ruth will take over here.
And you know, bullpen guys can struggle sometimes when they're called upon with big leads, because it just doesn't have the same intensity as a tight game. So we'll see how sharp he is. Your mental toughness matters in situations like this as well.
Flores in the box as he fouls off the first pitch. Oh, 2 now. That's foul off to the right side. Keeps the AB going. The 0-2. Fouled off, and they'll do it again.
Also really good at bat. What I like about this guy, his bat stays in the zone for tough pitches.
Ground ball right side, and that one finds its way through. So a 2-out knock keeps the inning alive. Now the left fielder, Randy Arozarena. A bit behind with that swing. It's strike 1. Swing and a miss. And a count 1-2. Comes up empty as he chases that one in the dirt. On to first. That completes the strikeout, and that'll do it. Mariners lead 1. They still find themselves down 6-0. back in Seattle. The spray chart shows us an impressive power display from this lineup. 4 homers so far.
The distance on these is what stands out to me, Boog. Every one of those home runs has gone at least 400 feet. The batter's box is a launching pad.
And that one hops the wall. And he's got a double, his 4th hit.
A little more backspin on that instead of the top spin. He's jogging around the bases rather than pulling up at second.
So man aboard. Here's Cody Bellinger. Base knock center field. Headed for the plate. He'll score. It's an RBI single. It's 7-0.
Up next for the Yankees, the catcher.
And stepping in for the Yankees, Jorge Posada. Ripped on a line to center. Rodriguez gets under it. And there's one away.
It was all over that fastball right there. I tell you what, if he gets under it just by a fraction of an inch or a little bit more, that's way back.
Ryan McMahon stepping in now for the Yankees. Swing and a miss. That's strike 1.
Man, he really sells the changeup with that arm action.
On the ground, right side. Iglesias, that's
You're
one.
out.
Over to first, but he beats
He's
it.
good.
Up next for the Yankees, the center fielder, number 7.
Here comes the manager out of the dugout, and he'll make a move for the bullpen. Jose A. Ferrer gives way. We'll be back in a minute with a new arm on the mound.
Now pitching for the
And
Mariners,
we've got ourselves a pitching
number
change.
83.
Edward Bizardo. He pitched yesterday, and we'll see him once again. Here's the center fielder, Mickey Mantle.
Went down looking on 3 pitches last time. Let's see if he can be a little more aggressive right here.
Hard hit left side. They take the force out. Inning over. So they pick up a run on 2 hits, no errors, and a man left. Last half of the 8th coming up. It's the Yankees 7 and the Mariners nothing. It's the game of the week on MLB The Show. Ready for the bottom of the 8th. Here's the Mariners leadoff man, Jose Iglesias.
Iglesias.
Ball 1.
It's always fascinating to watch a two-way player in baseball. I mean, the physical demand it requires to perform well at 2 very different parts of the game is immense.
Swing and a ground ball, and that's just foul.
You know, Boone, players use different muscle groups when hitting compared to pitching, so managing the body of a two-way player is especially important. I'm always concerned about that oblique injury when you're swinging. These guys put themselves at risk of injury more than anyone else on the field. You can't try it without having a plan.
Goes down looking.
Well executed pitch on the outside part of the plate.
Victor Robles.
Victor Robles up next for the Mariners. And first offering is fouled off. Fought off foul. Ruth, multi-time All-Star. He features a 4-seam fastball, a curve, a 2-seamer, and he works in a changeup.
That's a ball.
On the ground to third. Oh, can't pick it up cleanly, but plenty of time to recover, and that's the second out.
Up next for the Mariners, the catcher, Andrew.
2 down, bases empty. Here's the catcher, Andrew Kisner. Swing and a high fly ball, pretty well struck right field. That one's back there. Out of here. He muscles that one out the opposite way. His first homer of the year, and they're on the scoreboard. It's 7-1.
Well, there goes the shutout. Just like that. They're still behind, but this is a start. That's the exact definition of hitting the ball where it's pitched, taking that outside fastball and driving it the opposite way out of the ballpark. You want to bottle that type of approach.
So 2 down, Edgar Martinez up next for the Mariners. Close,
Nope.
but called a ball. And that's ball 1. In there at the knees for a strike. Base hit. That was smoke through the infield. And that keeps the inning alive. And now it's Josh Naylor.
Ball, that's in.
He's getting a little frustrated out there on the mound, getting hit around a little bit. Let's see if he can settle himself down.
Swing and a miss. That is strike 2. In the dirt. And a payoff pitch. Battling here as he fouls it away. Three-two on the way. Swing and a line drive ripped out into right center. That's a base hit. Throw in holds the lead runner at second. 2 on now with 2 away. And here comes the Yankees manager to the mound. Pitching change coming. Babe Ruth done for the afternoon. And the line not closed on him yet as he's responsible for the runners on base. Back with a new pitcher after this. Out of the bullpen for the Yankees, Camilo Doval.
Compared to some days, this is a pretty low leverage appearance for him, so he should be fairly free and easy out there. Still have to keep yourself sharp and attack the strike zone.
2 aboard, 2 outs. Julio Rodriguez now at the plate. He's a guy who does it all. On the ground. And foul ball. Way out front for strike 2. Movement in the Yankees pen. Luis Heel getting loose out there. Schiff getting cranked up as well. The M's trying to get back into this one here, the bottom half of the 8th inning. Swings and misses. Struck him out. Good job at damage control right there. So it may be too little too late, but they're on the board here in the late going. It's now 7-1. The 9th inning is next on MLB The Show's Game of the Week. We're back. It's the top of the 9th, and there's a new pitcher on the mound, Luis Castillo.
Well, they need someone to stop the bleed and keep the score right where it is. Seems like a tough task today with the way this lineup is swinging it.
Here's Judge now, and the way he's going in this one, we've been waiting for his spot to come around again.
All right, listen, everyone, stop what you're doing right now. This guy's
swing, and this one's blasted. It's got a chance. Grab the wall.
Up next, the designated.
That's a really nice job right there. Great awareness, making the catch up against the wall. You see the perfect technique, feeling for the wall with the bare hand while keeping his eyes on the baseball as it's coming down, his glove in a good position to make the catch. That's exactly how you do it.
Now the 0-1. Yeah, that's fouled off. Swings through that one. It's a strikeout.
Oh, really went aggressive in with that slider. Good two-strike pitch right there. At worst case scenario, it's weak contact in play. Exactly where he and the catcher wanted it.
Back to the mound. It hit him. Safe at first, and an infield single keeps the inning going. And now they'll hustle out to check on him. That was quite a shot he took as you see him down on a knee.
Yeah, clearly in some real pain, but he will not want to come out of this game if he doesn't have to. It's looking to me like he's going to try to shake it off and continue.
Digging in, Ben Rice. That one lifted to left. And that is that. One hit, one left. Bottom part of the order, 7-8-9, 2 up in inning number 9. It's the Yankees 7. The Mariners 1. Welcome back as we take a look at their upcoming schedule.
A designated hitter, Rob.
In the air, right side. Judge has a beat on it. And there's one down.
Up next for the Mariners.
Here's the second baseman, Wilmer Flores.
I can't play around with him here. It's a 6-run lead at this point. Got to attack hitters even if you give up a solo shot.
2-0 to count. Here it comes. High fly ball lifted in the air, right field. 2 down.
Up next for the Mariners.
So it's their last chance in this one. And up next for Seattle, Randy Arozarena. Catcher challenge. We'll take another look. So the call stands. So they're now out of challenges. And another ball. Doval, a former All-Star. He features a slider, a cutter, and he works in a sinker. Off the mark there. Ball 3. They're down to their final strike. Out towards right center field. Judge on his way over. He's got it. Ball game. The Yankees win the rubber match of this 3-game series.
These hitters had the long ball working for them today. 4 home runs had a lot to do with them coming out on top.
And a 7-1 finish in this one. For Chris Singleton and our entire outstanding crew here at MLB The Show, I'm John Shambi. Thanks for joining us for the Game of the Week.
Shorty, I step like Fredo Bank. Stay in your lane down 4 or 5. Be stick like 4-5. Keep your cool, won't be no fight. I'm fresh like water, no daughter. Might tell a joke, but I ain't gon' lie. On my lap like evil genius. Jump out the jeans, just demon time. I'ma get it laid back like evil Steven. Don't need a reason to be on down. Stand on B-U-S-I-N-E-S-S. Yes, I'm blessed like him. In the gym, don't miss, I switch on. I'm not like them. Let me state my case. Sprint out the race, no chase. I pace, just came out the gate, and he still gon' hate. Say fake, see, make me fake. How you know what to take? You ain't been out to space.